Oh my God, look at how much control I have over it.
Well, I definitely think that it's been a nice sort of journey for me to have performed globally and to be going to countries where not that there aren't gay people there, but that people don't really talk about it openly and joke about it. And I think that anytime you bring humor to a subject that might be a little taboo, you make it easier for people to talk about. And so I think that I'm proud of the fact that I've, been able to do that. And I'm sure that maybe, in 10 or 12 or 50 years, maybe I'll have a little notation in a history book or something.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be surprised, like, in terms of, because anyone who goes to see comedy to laugh and to have a good time, and they're there to hear varying opinions and perspectives on life. People that are really like hateful or angry people tend to not really go to comedy. Yeah. So sometimes, you might have a crowd in Bosnia that's like really open-minded and, versus, maybe some sort of uptight, audience in Holland or Norway, like countries that are supposed to be really progressive, who might, be annoyed that you talk so much about being gay. Yeah. Like, why do you have to talk about being gay? It's not a big deal that you're gay, so why do you have to talk about it? So
make it bigger,
exactly. So it's like, sometimes it can be surprising the reactions that people might have. Yeah. But I'm just being myself and talking about my life and what I think is funny and what I want to share with people. So.
Good.
Well, it's been a really interesting experience. I think that the Netherlands, like, nowhere is perfect in the world. There's pros and cons everywhere. What I like about Amsterdam and about the Netherlands is that the city is really beautiful and there's a really dynamic energy to the city. The city brings me a lot in terms of inspiration and in terms of happiness. I like the fact that Dutch people are really good with business. It's a country that's very much about, like, let's make things happen, like, let's succeed, and they're very open to working with someone from a different country. So definitely I think that there's a sense of entrepreneurship that I really like about the Netherlands, but it's difficult to make friends. Dutch people tend to be very cliquey. They make friends with people when they're 18 or 20, and those are their friends forever. Yeah. And so it's difficult. Like, you might be able to become friends with someone one-on-one, but not get into a larger social group. Well, there's two things. First of all, you might have that experience because you're a beautiful young girl, and I'm not. So I'm probably not going to have the same reaction. Because people, like, girls will want to talk with you about being girly or whatever girl thinks girls want to talk about, and guys will want to talk with you because they like the attention of a woman. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's true. Like, sometimes, but also it's a language thing as well, right? Like, sometimes people don't want to speak in their second language when they're out and they're drinking and they're being social. So yeah, like, I think for me it's more so that I have really good colleagues, I have really good working relationships, but it's harder to make like really deep friendships. Yeah,
where you share problems with
or even friends where you can just call them up and be like, hey, do you want to go out for a beer? With Dutch people, it's like, well, I'm free 2 weeks from next Thursday. Exactly. And then the date comes up and they cancel last minute. Maybe some people might just not like me, so maybe that might just be it. Yeah, I think Amsterdam.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. There's lots of cities that I feel comfortable in, but definitely, like, I was in Asia for a month, and I was really happy to be coming back. I came back 3 days ago, and I was really, really happy to be coming back. It has sort of, it has a lot of really good qualities that resonate. It's in line with my values as a Canadian. And it's a very diverse place. It's a cool place. People really value art here. People are sophisticated. You know, people care a lot about culture, and I think that there's a lot to offer. I hope that Amsterdam, like in the same way that Berlin or New York or London has really owned their uniqueness. You know, I think Amsterdam is like in the same way Berlin isn't like Germany.
Yeah.
Amsterdam isn't like Holland, you know.
No, it
And I would say the same thing about, you know, some of like North Amsterdam and Zaandam as well. Like this region of the Netherlands is really like, it's a world-class city. If you are an Amsterdammer, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be Dutch to be an Amsterdammer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that over the next 5 or 10 years,
You feel like that as well.
I hope that over the next 5 or 10 years,
I'm feeling that way.
not me, everyone. I hope that that's the way that the culture will shift in this city.
Really good to be here. You know, sometimes I have to right away just just acknowledge that I'm gay. Because sometimes if I don't, like, I know, shocking, I know. But honestly, I've done like an hour-long show where I just haven't talked about being gay, and 30 minutes into it, everyone's just looking at their friends like, has he said he's gay yet? No, he hasn't. When is he going to say that he's gay? Does he know that he's gay? We have to tell him he's gay if he doesn't realize it. So I just wanted to acknowledge it. You made me acknowledge it.